Hey, you guys, welcome to Brains Behind the Beauty. Me, Connecticut, and we have a special guest,
Layla Mayo.
Layla Mayo. Thank you so much for being on our show today. I really appreciate you for coming in. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Layla Mayo. I am a three-time business owner, woman business owner, small business. I've been doing this for about 13 years now. I have an event planning company that I own called Layla's Event Planning and Entertainment Provisions. I also have a youth organization called Youth on the Move, and I also run a ministry called the Spring of Life Ministries. So I
Ooh.
really cover all the bases, and I've been doing this for quite a while now. So I'm pretty seasoned, and I am a business owner. I do it here in Atlanta, Georgia, and in St. Louis, Missouri. So St. Louis, Missouri is our headquarters, and we just opened up another branch here in Atlanta. So we are really just expanding the brand.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Mm.
tell me a little bit about your ministry. Go a little
So
bit more into detail.
Oh, you touched the ministry. Okay, yes. So with the Spring of Life Ministries, the Most High really just operates in through me on different levels of intellect when it comes to messaging, when it comes to giving inspiration, when it comes to encouragement and things like that. So I do messages randomly when I'm touched by the Spirit to do so. It's all different topics, worldly things, just inspirational things, and then we just come with the fire and the anointing there at the Spring of Life Ministries.
What made you get started with that?
It's just truly been a calling on my life for a long time. So since a little girl, I've always had like the spirit of intuition and then discernment and things like that. So when you can just really have the high vibrations of discernment and understanding and being able to receive spiritual downloads and things like that, it's just been so since I was about 8 years old. So then I noticed that I began to be able to receive things from the spirit that would come to pass. And so I'm not a psychic or anything like that. I'm not I don't do anything like that, but I am a prophet, you can say. So yeah, so the Lord uses me in that way.
Tell me a little bit about the examples. Well, give me an example of like when you prophesize to somebody.
Okay, so with prophecies, it's always in depth, it's always detailed, and it's always, right on point. And when God uses me in that area, most people usually don't even expect it coming. I can just be doing something totally different, and then a spiritual download will just come. So, like, just recently, my grandmother passed. So 3 months before she passed, me and my mother was sitting in the bed just watching television, and we were laughing and joking. And then the Lord just came to me and told me to have my mother to get ready because my grandmother wouldn't be with us much longer. And so that came, and I'm like, oh dang, mom, this is what just was said. And she didn't like it, but 3 months later, to the number, my grandmother did end up passing. Another incident when a loved one of mine didn't tell anybody that she was thinking about quitting her job, but the Lord dropped it in my spirit in the middle of me doing a live prayer, an open prayer live, and she was thinking about quitting her job, and the Lord came to me and told me to tell her, do not quit your job because you're going to get a raise. And
Wow.
literally she called me not long after that and was like, man, do you know that I was thinking about quitting my job, and my job called me out of nowhere and gave me $1 raise. And it just
What?
happens like that. Yeah, so that's just the way that the Lord moves, and
That's a beautiful
definitely
thing.
deep, definitely deep. It blows my mind.
Yeah. How long? What? I don't want to get into detail. Are we able to get into details about churches? Okay. What type of church did you grow up in? Did you grow up in? I know you said you have business in Missouri too. So is that where you're from?
Yes, so I am from St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised. I started off going to Believers Temple, then I went to San Francisco Temple, and now here I go to it's a really big mega church. So it's Word of Faith Family Cathedral is where I
Okay.
attend here. But when it comes to being spiritual, spirituality is not about religion. It's about relationship. It's about having a connection with the Most High. It's not necessarily about sitting inside of a particular space, because really your body is your temple. Your body is the house and the dwelling place of the Lord anyway. So it really just depends on, it's really about the relationship and being able to build a bond and understanding with God and being as honest with Him as you possibly can, because you can't hide nothing from Him anyway.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I definitely Yes.
Yeah.
Because I talk to him often. And when I talk to him, he gives me signs.
Yes.
He lets me know, like, hey, no, don't do this. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
this ain't that. Yeah.
Like, this is not going to work for you. This is not in your favor. This is not what I placed in your hands for
Yes.
you to grow. I want you to do something else, and I want you to grow this way.
Yes.
So,
yes.
getting into that, how do you feel about, do you have any kids?
I do have children.
How do you feel about your kids getting into the ministry?
So my son, I already see the signs with my son. He definitely
He's strong
has
with it.
he has the gift already. So he has the spirit of discernment, so he can see things and feel things, and has actually foretold things with accuracy before.
Wow.
And my daughter is she has that go get 'em spirit. She just very determined, very stern-minded, and set in her ways, so she knows what she wants and she's going to get it and stop at nothing for it. So she has the independent spirit from me, but my son actually does have some of my gifts.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your event planning.
So Layla's Event Planning and Entertainment Provision is a full service event planning company. We are a traveling event planning company. So we do not specialize in any particular event. We specialize in event creations. So we create events for the community to engage and indulge in. And how we focus on that is to get the youth into doing something more positive, off the streets, out of trouble, and we get their hands wet in whatever their mind can phantom up. You get what I'm saying? So the goal is to be able to get them doing something positive. We create jobs, and then we create platforms for seasoned and upcoming entrepreneurs to just explore and show their works and their creative arts on. So we just want to bring the community together in unity, and that's what it's really all about.
Ooh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Tell me about some jobs that you got started with, that you helped out with when it came down to the youth.
Yeah, so with Layla's Event Planning, we create different types of jobs. So sometimes you can be a door person where you accept tickets, which we are hiring for this event as well.
Okay. So Golden Carpet 2 fashion show event.
Atlanta, come on out, Atlanta. So we they can do catering, where they serve and everything like that. They can either do security, they can do, it's different things, but it has different age brackets depending on what the job entitlement is, what it requires. But for the most part, there is nothing under the sun that we won't create and that we won't cast for or hire for.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about this event, like go more into detail.
Okay, so the Golden Carpet Fashion Show Part 2 Atlanta. This is a series of annual events that we do. And last year, 2 years ago, which was in 2018, COVID came the last 2 years and absolutely shut it down. But so it's something that we do annually, and we cast different designers from all over the world. We have designers coming from Las Vegas, Nevada, California, Chicago, Louisiana, Memphis, Tennessee, all different places. They are just coming from all over the world to be a part of this. And what we do is we highlight high fashion. We also want people to be able to enjoy themselves. So at the end of the show, we always block off the last 2 hours for a turn-up session where everybody can come out and let down their hair, enjoy the food, drinks, and all of the festivities from their hard work. We just, like I said, this is the annual thing. So we do this every year. And then we just try to, highlight different things and different attributes. So we have live performances that'll be featured. We have food and drinks that'll be featured. That'll be catered by myself. And then we also have a dessert caterer. Her name is Little Mama's Kitchen. So she will be there from St. Louis, and she has some amazing desserts. So she'll be featuring that. I already mentioned that we have live entertainment. So then after that, we have a praise dance that'll be featured there. We have a lot of things that we're just doing on this show, and then we're just going to have people come from all over the world and bring greatness to one space, and then we're just going to absolutely rock the house. That's the goal. The goal is to give great entertainment, rock the house, and have an absolutely good time.
Excellent. So tell me, how do you get everybody gathered with each other? So you're saying that you have caterers, you have live performances. How do you even gather all those people together? What's your platform?
Okay, so a lot of my work speaks for itself. So from my past work, my past event, a lot of people I've worked with before, and a lot of people have just like kind of like you did research and checked out my website, www Layla's Event Planning and Entertainment Provisions.com. They check that out and then they see what my past works look like. So my credentials pretty much speaks for themselves. Once they do their research, then they decide whether or not they're interested in working with me, whether or not they're interested in being featured on the platform or not. So once that's done, they reach out to me, then I put things together. You've had some experience because you will be a model at the show.
Yes,
So Miss Connecticut is modeling. So she's seen how stern I can be and how serious I can be about my craft and about the brand and about the platform. So I do rehearsals, I do castings, and I make sure that everything is in sync and uniform. I try to make it as easy as possible. I place the links everywhere they should be placed, and I'm just a one-stop shop, and I just, I'm a one-stop shop. It's just everything is done cohesively and in sync to make it as easy as possible. And then I make sure that I'm able to be reached via email or by business phone. So that's pretty much how I do that.
What made you start?
What made me start? Okay, so what made me start is I've always had a huge humanitarian spirit, right? So I've always had the energy and always had the desire to bring people together. I love to entertain. I love bringing people together. I love people having a good time. So ever since I was a little girl, from about 12, 13, I think I was about 13 when I threw my first big party. And I absolutely loved it. It was a house party. And we threw it, and it was an amazing hit. It was so many people there. Walls were sweating. Food was a big hit. And then every day after that and every week after that, people was asking me when was I going to have my next party or my next event. So I took it from then, and then as I got older, I've always been a hustler. I've always been a go-getter. I've been making money since I was about 12 years old. I've been
That's what I'm talking about.
I've been an independent young lady and been able to help my mom and different things at a very early age. So that's just always been in me. And as I got older, I realized how passionate I was about it. So I decided to just create a name for it. In 2013, I did a really big event where we had people from all over the world come, and it was about 300 people that showed up, and I did a surprise appreciation party for my mom. So that was like one of my biggest highlight events that made me know that this was absolutely it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great information. Great information. You also said that you have your own catering business.
Yes.
So when did you start that?
So all of that is intertwined with Layla's event planning. So Layla's event planning is the umbrella. It's the hub. So in that we do photography, we do catering, we do cleanup, setup, breakdown. We can actually even be booked for events. Is it within reasonable standings, but we travel from all over the world. We can get booked from all over the world. If you send for us and you have the budget to be able to send for us, we're coming. So we come with a whole team. We come with the big shebang. And it's just pretty much all inside of Layla's event planning. Like if you go to my social media pages, and that's Layla Mayo, Layla Mayo uniform on all social media sites, and you can see what we offer. We offer about 5 or 6 or maybe 7 different things within Layla's event planning. So it's the whole little breakdown once you get up under that umbrella.
Where do you see yourself in your company in 5 years?
So in 5 years, I'm working hard enough right now so that in 5 years, I'll be able to really relax and then franchise the company. The goal is to franchise. The goal is to have, other people running their own branches of Layla's event planning. And I've already gotten offers on that, actually. So that's why I said I'm working hard enough now to where I believe in 5 years I'll be able to travel and let my hair down, let my kids take over the company, and then franchise the company as well. But it's something that I love to do. So I really feel like I'm on vacation all the time anyway.
Where do you see your company evolving at? Like what locations?
So there is no particular location. I feel like that because we are a traveling event planning company, the sky is absolutely the limits. We don't have any limits. We don't have any cap offs. There's nowhere that we won't go. Like I said, if you have the budget and you send for us, we're going to come. So, but I know that Atlanta is going to be a very big hot spot for us. To sum it up, I think Atlanta is really going to be a hot spot for us. St. Louis did really well, and we are still fully operating in both states. But I believe that Atlanta is going to be the skyrocket for me. And then after Atlanta is going to be Arizona. After Arizona is going to be California. After California is going to be send for me, and then we're coming. Yeah. So we're not stationary, and we're not restricted to just one space.
I love it. I love it. So how do you see your kids taking on the business?
Well, my kids already work in the business. They already have their hands
what?
on. Yeah. So today,
What are they doing?
yes. So today we were making VIP bags for the show, and my daughter helped me put together all of the bags. It's like we got like 50 bags, right?
Wow.
So my daughter helped me put together the VIP bags, and then we also have some awards bags and things like that. So my kids go to meetings with me. The only reason they didn't come because it's a live radio interview. But other than that, they go to meetings with me. They sit in, they see how I conduct meetings so that they can know how to conduct meetings.
Good.
And things like that. And I have a 9-year-old and an 8-year-old. My daughter is 8, my son is 9. So they're very intellectual, they're very intuitive, they're very in tune, they pay attention. They're present when I do things like this. So they actually help. Their hands on. They like being hands on. So I'm teaching them the craft right now. So that about the time that they're 17 and 18, they'll be full-blown bosses and ready to absolutely run the company.
That's great. What fuels your energy for it?
I just love I love it. I love bringing people together. What fuels my energy is just seeing people smile, seeing people have a good time with peace and unity, no drama, no mess. I absolutely love what I do. It's a burning fire inside of me. It's just like how I feel about the Most High. It's like second up. You get what I'm saying? I absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
I love it. It's a burning fire. I just love doing events. I love being creative and just thinking outside of the box, doing new things, bringing new things to explore, refreshing, I just love it.
So you said that you love thinking outside the box. What is your typical day like?
My typical day is pretty boring, actually.
Tell me about your day today.
Well, today it was busy. Today is busy because we are literally less than 5 days from the Golden Carpet Fashion Show on May 1st, right?
So I could just imagine how your head is like spinning.
Yes, so I have to literally, you see this notebook here, I literally have to write things down and have my day organized so I can know what I'm doing. I have a checklist. Today I did the VIP bags and the VIP list and everything like that. And then yesterday I did the backdrop, and I'm going to solidify that today. So I literally make notes for myself every single day. So when I got up this morning, my goal was to get all of the VIP bags done, get my whole VIP sections and the VIP A-listers done and everything. And yesterday I went shopping. I did all the shopping for the food and everything like that. Wow. So that I like to have my ducks in a row because I hate doing things last minute. I know hate is a strong word, so I hate doing things last minute. I do not like last minute anything.
It's strong word.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't like anything last minute. So I like to be organized and professional and strategically in place with everything. So today was a crazy day, but it was a good day because I accomplished what I was set out to accomplish today. My other days, though, be boring.
Other days be boring? Okay, so what's a boring day to you?
A boring day to me is when I don't get a spark in ideas. So some days, like, I don't get any sparks at all. Like, I have, like, a notebook full of events. Like, I can just really go in my notebook and just launch another event because they just come to me and they flow. So when I have a thought about an event, whether it's random, whether it's different or refreshing, I write it down. So I have those flows that come, but some days I don't have flows at all. So then I'll just clean my house, or I'll take phone calls and I do emails, and then, I just make sure that my office is still running. Yes. So that's a boring day to me because I'm not active. I love being hands-on and active, out of the house, doing things like that. So you're going to see me at my best with multitasking and running around the show on the May 1st at the day of the venue. That's when I'm in my peak. That's when I'm in my moment. When I'm actually interacting with people, moving around, working, bringing things to life.
Hey, I love it. I love it. So what do you deal with? What are problems that you deal with throughout your days?
A lot of times I really don't run into problems because I'm the problem solver. So I don't really think that there's really not problems that I run into, but I do get a lot of reoccurring questions, and some stuff becomes redundant because I make sure that I provide the information. So a lot of times I just have to reroute people to where the information already is, and that can be a little, redundant sometimes, but it's really not a problem. I just have to remind people that the information is already there. You just have to do your part. So I would guess you could just say me reminding people to do their part, because sometimes I can be overworked by everybody not staying plugged in and doing their parts.
Absolutely. And where do you post not your location, but where do you post your information at the most?
I'm a big fan of Instagram now. Since I moved here to Atlanta, I'm a really big fan of Instagram. I really do try to cover all the bases though, and mainly on my website at Layla's Event Planning and Entertainment Provisions.com. I post everything there. So if you don't see it on my personal pages or my business pages on social media, you can definitely find it on my website. But for the most part, I really, really like Instagram, and I like Facebook too, but not as much as Instagram. So.
How many events have you planned?
Ooh, I can't quite. I've done a lot of events. So like I said, I started at 13. So I've done a lot of events. I can't even count how many events I've done so far. Definitely more than about 55. More, for sure. More than 55 for sure.
What's your best one? Do you have a best or do you have a least so far?
In my opinion, my best one was the one that I spoke of, my mom's appreciation party, because it was an intimate setting. It was a personal thing for me. It was, what was from the heart is reaches the heart type of thing. And the whole itinerary was amazing. The MC, everything from start to finish, from the venue to the food to the layout to the entry was amazing. So to me, that still is my best one, and I'm still trying to top that one, right? Golden Carpet Fashion Show Part 1 got close, and I believe that number 2 is gonna take the cake.
Ooh.
Number 2 is gonna take the cake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your least favorite that you planned? What do you feel like you could have did better with?
You can always stand to grow and do better.
Absolutely.
I'm always critiquing myself. So even on any event, I feel like, well, you know what, I could have did this better. I could have did this a little different. So you can always stand to grow, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I have a least favorite. I feel like I did a marketing event, a money management event with, I partnered with Regions Bank in St. Louis, Missouri, and we did a money marketing event. I feel like that event could have been better because I would have liked to have a larger outcome. It's just sad to see that our community doesn't really seek to learn how to manage their money well. Yes. So that event just wasn't as appealing to people as coming and kicking it and partying and drinking and all of that. That wasn't something that feeds the mind. Mm-hmm. Wasn't as you get what I'm saying? They didn't feed into that. They didn't plug into that. And I had a very low response to that event. I had a very low attendance for that event. So I wish that one could have been better because it was really, really good. I partnered with a really big company. Regions Bank is big.
Yes.
So I partnered with them and did that, and I feel like we could have come together as a community to want to educate ourselves on finances and how to be brokers and how to learn and how to save, how to get our credit right and everything. And I provided all of that. Regions Bank and myself, we provided all of that information, and there was only a few takers for that. I just feel like that could have been better, and I wish that we as a people would get into feeding our mind more than the flesh.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
how do you link in with all these people and like Regions Bank? How did you even link in with them?
Man, so I do the homework. So it's like I seek out sponsors. I'm always online. I look up stuff, and then also it's the anointing. I have an anointing for it. I have a calling for it. So I feel like God opens doors for me. It's nothing that I'm really doing for real. There's really nothing that I can do to make things work. I can do my part, but God has to do the big part. And I'm very, very, very spiritual, but I'm not religious. So I feel like honestly, it's just the anointing and the gift for it. I'm graced for it. So when I do reach out, they respond. And because sometimes you can reach out and do everything you're supposed to do, and then people just don't respond.
Yes.
Or big companies just don't, get back with you. And sometimes it be like that. Fortunately, I haven't had that problem yet. You get what I'm saying? I don't count on having that problem, but what I do reach out for and I go for, I give it my 3,010%. I go above 100%, and I'm persistent, consistent, serious, and dedicated toward it. I'll reach out 1,000 times if I have to. I get through all of my notes first so that I can get to that one yes. And once I get there,
yes,
it's on them. We're taking off from there.
We're taking off.
Yes. So it's a lot of research. It's a lot of seeking. It's a lot of phone calls. A lot of emails. It's a lot of things like that. A lot of behind the scenes. It's the groundwork that really, really gets you to your goal.
Do you ever get frustrated in the process?
Oh God, yes. Yes, because I'm not a very patient person.
You're not?
You probably can't tell, right? I'm not very patient. I'm working on my patience. So
what? I don't believe that.
Yes, I'm not. My patience suck like really bad. So sometimes it's the waiting game. Yeah, it's the waiting game for me. Sometimes it's the waiting game. That's why I hate being late. I love being on time. I'm big on timeliness and things like that because I know how I am when it comes to waiting. So my patience is one thing that really sucks for me. So it's like when I email and I'm just like, okay, tomorrow they should be reaching back out to me. I give them 24 hours. But everybody is not on the same time that I'm on. Everybody is not as prompt as I am. So I have to remember that. So like, that's the only thing that I really don't like about it is the waiting game.
Mm-hmm. What are your sick days like?
I don't have sick days. So gratefully,
Good. You
I'm
don't
a
get sick
pretty
like
healthy
that.
person. Yes, I'm a healthy person. I eat well. I don't
Good.
feed my body with a whole bunch of junk, snacks, zings and wham-whams. I don't do all of that. I eat healthy. Yeah, I eat healthy. You know, I mean, I'm kind of healthy, but I eat healthy. So
you look good, girl. You look
I
good.
don't have the health issues. I don't get sick, and when I do, it's probably I give myself 24 hours to get it together. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of hard on myself.
You are. I noticed.
I'm hard on myself because I know I got a lot to get done because I'm trying to leave a legacy behind.
Mm-hmm.
There is something that I'm trying to do within my brand that is bigger than just me. Girl, I'm about to cry. It's bigger than just me. Mm-hmm. You know, it's about my children. It's about the generations behind me. Mm-hmm. It's about showing the kids that I'm knocking on 30, right? I'm young, but I'm knocking on 30. Mm-hmm. And if I can accomplish...
You have so much accomplished already.
But my goal is to, by the time that I'm 35, to retire if I want to.
That's my age. That's the age I want to retire at.
That's where I want to retire. So I'm trying to show the youth something different and show them that you can. You can. Mm-hmm. I started at 13. If I started at 13 and I went from there. Mm-hmm. If I started at 13, you can start at 10. You can start at 9. You can start at 8, Ashari. You can start at 9 years old, Antonio. Yes. So because of the legacy that I'm trying to leave behind, I can be a little hard on me because I got a lot to do.
Are you hard on your kids?
Yes.
What?
I'm hard on my kids.
Mommy, you too hard on me.
Now I let them be kids, but I am strict. Uh-huh. I wouldn't say I'm hard on them. But I'm strict. I'm serious. I'm straight to the point. They know, you know. When we go out in public, I get a lot of compliments about my kids. People would just come to the table and be like, man, we just had to let you know that you have some well-behaved children. You know, it's been all different colors and shades, all walks of life that will compliment me on my children. But that's because it starts at home. Mm-hmm. It starts with my strictness at home. I got OCD really bad. I like my house clean. I like it a certain way. I like your room clean. I like it a certain way. I have rules in my house that you have to follow them. There's no way around it. There's no I forgot. So I'm kind of starting on them, but I also let them be children as well. I let them play. My son loves his wrestling. My daughter loves ballerina. So I let them play, but they also have to have the mindset of wanting something beyond where they are.
Wow. So underneath Layla's umbrella,
yeah.
How do you even find the time to put your daughter in ballet?
So she's not enrolled in ballet, but she loves to do ballerina. She's like literally an acrobat. If you ask me, she loves gymnastics. She flips and flops all over the house all day. She watches YouTube videos. She's really like self-taught with that, and she's really good at it. So that's what I meant by like I just let them be themselves too. I let them be children throughout the house. But sometimes, you know, I have a sensitivity to noise and light and sound and different things like that when I'm working, though. Mm-hmm. But when I'm not working, when I'm off the clock, I can tone everything out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What college did you graduate from, or did you go to college?
I didn't even go to college.
What? Yes. See, you guys can definitely do it without going to college.
Yes.
College is cool. College is fun. I don't disregard college or anything like that, but this young lady right here, she did everything without going to college, without having a college education. She making things work. She has her own business, her own event planning. She's catering. She's doing all that, and she's taking care of 2 kids. So if she can do it, you guys can do it. And this is a prime example right here of how she can do it.
You absolutely can. You absolutely can. And that is the goal with what I do, is to show anybody, if I can do it, you can definitely do it too.
Yes.
That's definitely the goal. Because it's not about me, my, or I at all.
Yes.
It's not about me, my, I. It's about us, we. And what's next? Mm-hmm. It's about all of us as a people to try to flourish and go to the next level and be better. There's so much knowledge out there. There's so much out there for us all to grab. There's so much information. We can better ourselves if we just seek the information to do so and then put the work behind it. We all can do it.
Yes.
I was just one of the ones that was willing to put in the work. And as a matter of fact, I had a learning disability in school.
You're lying.
Yes, I had a learning disability in school.
What was it? If you know me,
I had a speech impediment and a reading impediment.
Wow.
Both of those, dyslexia. So, but I overcame it. I'm self-taught in a lot of the different things. and I overcame it.
This
So I
is
believe
beautiful.
if I can overcome and do it, anybody can. Anybody absolutely can.
Wow. So what was your struggle? Like, how did you having dyslexia and reading impediment?
Yeah.
How did you even think to like
That-
start your own business at the age of 12? Because you said you was making money at 12.
I was making money at 12. Yes, for
She
sure.
said, "I'm not letting up."
I've
She's
always
not
been
letting up.
innovative though. I've always thought outside the box. My mind has always just gone at a million miles a minute. It's just different. It's wired different. So I think of things outside of the box. Matter of fact, when I was in elementary school, I couldn't spell or read worth a well at all. Let's just say that. In elementary school, right? And I won first class for a poetry contest on May the 1st. On May 1st, 2008, I believe, or was it 2005? No,
Wow.
2001. May 1st, 2001, I won a poetry contest to a poem that I did called Why's Life So Short. It was super.
Do you remember? Okay, hold on. Can we get that, please?
Oh goodness.
Okay, can we please get that?
Man, it was so good, and I won first place, and I got a big plaque. My mom, matter of fact, I should have sent you a picture of it, but my mom she pulled out the certificate because my mom just moved down here. So she pulled out the award thing and showed me, and was like, "Oh my God, this was in 2001." And so it's called Why Is Life So Short?
Okay, leave right there.
Okay. Why is life so short? It's because the ignorance of people don't know how to take it. They don't know which way to go or which light to let glow. They just do it. And you know what just doing things gets you? Killing, more billing, drug dealing. But that's just the unrealistic life being brought into the feel-good advice. Now you got the gun in one ear singing lean on me, and you got the drugs in another gasping. I can stop all of your trouble. And it only leads to death, death, death. Killing other people's children, does that make you happy? You're only going to end up on trial, behind bars. You maybe even have life. Lord knows how many cases the law done dropped thinking, oh, it won't hurt to drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 cases. 7 killers on the loose. Man, let them get together. They going to do some damage. Now we got to come together and stop this chaoticness. I don't remember the rest, but that's pretty much. And it was like, we had to stop our children from being drug dealers and children killers and things like that. And I wrote that, I believe I was in the 5th grade or something. 4th or 5th grade.
Girl, that gave me chills.
And they gave me a first place for that.
And you deserved it.
Man. And so my mind has always been beyond me, So,
wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes.
Wow. I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of you too. With this whole brains behind the beauty thing, it just gives me life, honey.
Thank you.
You have to make me interview you. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Man, this show already knows everything about me.
Yes. DISCO100. Make sure that you guys absolutely subscribe to the YouTube channel where you are seeing this live. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to their Instagram. Subscribe to everything they have, because DISCO100 is absolutely amazing, and they are taking care of me, so I know they'll take care of you. Make sure you tune in to all of their live videos and radio shows.
I love it. Wow. So where are you going next? Where are you going next? What's the next plan? What's the next event?
So I had a inquiry about franchising. Someone from California, a big head, called me and asked me, was I interested in franchising my company? They did their research, they checked me out, and they really, really liked it, right? So there's this place called Monroe in California that is like really well known for a lot of celebrities, insights, a lot of the celebrity guests that go there, eat, party, things like that. So I was planning on doing an event in the next year or so there. So that's Monroe in California. I'm planning on doing one there. And then I want to do something in Jamaica and in Hawaii. Ooh. So, yeah, I want to go global with this thing. I really want to travel the nations and travel the 7,000 seas with Layla's event planning. And we're going to absolutely do it. Also with my ministry. My ministry is going to take me a lot of places. Youth on the Move is too. The nonprofit organization that I run, that's going to take me a lot of places. But I really believe that my ministry is going to take me to most places. But Layla's event planning is going to bring me the most fun. But we're going all over the world.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Get you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So when is the next event besides the May 1st?
So we have one coming up in next September. The one in September, yeah. So I'm always doing something. I always got a next.
I was about to say, hold on, dang, that was quick.
There's always the next. I told you I have a whole notebook full of events that I can just launch.
Wow.
And then I put it out there. People respond, people reach out, and I cast the whole team. I cast the whole squad, and we just put it together, bring it to life. My next event, though, it is called, I actually have it in my phone because I probably shouldn't do that. So it is called Save the Last Dance.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like a dinner dance type of feel where we will cast two designers, because I don't really want it to be about fashion as much, but I do want to highlight two fashion shows, and then we're gonna do like a 5-course meal, and then that's gonna come out in segments of like on the hour. We'll have parts of the meal that'll come out on the hour. They'll get to experience theater, so it'll be like a little snippet of a acting there. There's gonna be performances there, and then there's gonna be fashion that's gonna be highlighted. So it's gonna be a whole experience. And this is like next level type of themed, and it's like a masquerade ball. So it's Save the Last Dance, masquerade, theater, the whole giddy up is just all going on, but it's gonna come so cohesively and in sync and so beautifully together. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a beautiful little dance.
Ooh, I can't wait to go.
Yes.
I'm definitely gonna go to that one.
Yes. So those, man, I have everything already marked out. I know that I want to work with this amazing chef. His name is Maurice Reed. He's also a sponsor for this Golden Carpet Fashion Show. Shout out to all of our sponsors for the show. Yes. We know we have a lot of sponsors. So shout out to DISCO100. Shout out to Maurice Reed, Chef Reed. The name of his company is called Posh 314. Ooh. Shout out to Learning Days, care facility for the kids. Shout out to Shakita Morgan's. She does coaching, life coaching and podcasts and things like that. She's super dope. So shout out to her. Shout out to Greenwood Plus Sons. They are a construction company, kind of like handyman work. They're sponsoring us. We have a lot of sponsors. Shout out to Artelia Harold. She's a sponsor. Unfortunately, she passed before we can do the show, but she did do her sponsorship already before that happened. So yeah, that's pretty much. We have a whole slew of sponsors that's behind us, and that's just to name a few. It's gonna be super dope, and he's gonna be the cook and the chef, the main chef for that. That's how they tie it all in. Where I got to him, he's gonna be the cook for the masquerade dance.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Who's your idol? You have an idol?
So I don't have an idol.
Okay.
I don't have an idol, but I do have people who inspire me.
Okay.
You know.
Who inspires you?
Just to name two, Tyler Perry really inspires me. That's my boo. He really inspires me. And then
I kept telling people like I'm gonna be on one of his movies.
Yeah,
I'm not playing about that.
I love the way that his mind is wired a lot like mine. I feel like I'm the female version of him. Like, look, and then we're gonna go to the next level. Like,
that's excellent.
Because he thinks outside of the box. He does what has yet to be done. He's very innovative, and he's gifted for what he does. He has a grace for it, and it just reflects me in a lot of different ways. I'm just like 5 years younger, but so he really inspires me, and Beyonce really inspires me because she does a lot more behind the scenes and beyond music. The woman does a lot. She gives back to the community a lot. She gives back to overseas a lot. She really ties into her community a lot. So, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of reading. I love to read. I am a book author. I own my own book and things like that.
Tell me about your book. After this, tell me about your book.
Okay. So, I really absolutely love Beyonce and Tyler Perry. Those two are two people that truly inspire me. My book, I'm an author, an all-around author. So I own a magazine line called Loyal Listings with an S on the end, Loyal Listings, which we will also be casting for our next issue. We do a yearly issue.
Wow.
We do a yearly issue, so we only do one a year because it's a magazine calendar, so you can use it all throughout the year. And then it's very exclusive. It adds exclusivity to it when you just do one instead of one every season. So we don't do 4 a year. We just do one a year. And we cast our models from our next events, and we look at the best models, the models that's been doing their most, the models that's been shutting their stuff. So then we feature them in our next issue. And then we also allow community people, different businesses and things like that. That's why it's called Loyal Listings, because we grab entrepreneurs and thriving businesses, small businesses, big businesses, franchises and things like that, and we feature them in our magazine. So we feature information about them, we feature where you can find them, we just do a life story on them, and we put it in the magazine. And then at the end, you got a really spicy, really saucy, really sexy and cool calendar that's right at the end that you can just always have that book on hand. I'll actually show you the cover. So we have had our cover girl, her name was
you guys had a cover girl too?
Yes, so we do have cover girls that we cast for that. And I'm trying to remember her model name. But since I can't remember her model name,
that's okay.
I'm going to get it and I'll get it back to you. But So, and then my book is called The Real Life. So The Real Life is a book that I wrote completely by myself. It was something that was a figment of my imagination. Also some things that I've seen, experienced, and things like that. So it's like a realistic fiction novel type of thing. So,
Ooh, where can I find this book at?
So it is available on Amazon.com.
Okay.
And you can also go to my website, to Layla's Event Planning and EntertainmentProvisions.com.
Yes.
And you can find the link there to order your book. And then I also have, I'm going to do a book signing as well for that. And then I'll just sell signed copies and things like that. But it's only $15 on Amazon. And it's a really, really good book. And it's a 3-part series. So we got part 1 out already. We'll have part 2 coming and then part 3. But all 3 parts are already done. But once I get to 1,000 copies sold on part 1, I'll release part 2. And then after 1,000 or 2,000 copies sold on part 2, I'll release part 2.
And I want all the books now.
Yeah. And then I'm also going to write a book about my life. I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to tell about a lot of things that I've done, experienced, went through. My life story, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll share that once my real life does really well.
So you're very open when it comes down to your life.
Yes, I'm an open book because I feel like my story can help somebody. I feel like what I've been through and the things that I've experienced, it didn't break me. And some people, unfortunately, it does. So I feel like that if I can share my story and help somebody through the things I've been through, the good, the bad, the ugly, the mistakes, the things that helped me to learn, helped me to be more seasoned, I want to share that because if I share that, it may help somebody. My story, I believe God was not placed on this earth solely just to live and cohabitate and be here for me. I feel like that my life is a mission. I have a purpose and I set out to live out that purpose and do that purpose. So I am an open book and my life is an open story so that it can help other people and inspire others. Pretty much.
Okay, I want to know about your series. Okay. So go a little bit more in depth with that because I didn't know that you was a book writer.
Yes,
I didn't know that you published your own books and stuff. So and that's something I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
I want to like speak about my life, speak about the good, the bad, the future, all that. Like because I know the same way with me. Like I'm not just destined to just wake up, sleep, and eat. And I'm not.
It's bigger.
It's bigger than that. I know I'm bigger than that. Hey, look, I love Beyonce too. That's my girl. She's a Virgo too.
Yes, I'm a Virgo too.
Oh my God,
that's why me too.
I didn't know that.
I'm a Virgo too.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is August the 24th.
Wow.
When's your birthday?
September 13th.
My son's birthday is September 22nd, so he's a Virgo too.
Oh my God. What? So you got 2 Virgos in the household?
Yeah. Tyler Perry's birthday is September 13th as well.
Oh, he's a Virgo.
Yeah, he's a Virgo.
And I look, I told the show, I was like, look, I'm gonna be on his movies, everything like that. I didn't even know he was a Virgo.
Yes, he's a Virgo.
I'm gonna meet him one day. I had a dream about him, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, I believe that it's like I think Virgo is just a wire different.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
I know that it's not about astrology and all of that stuff, but I'm just saying, like,
I feel like we determined.
Yeah,
we are determined.
And then one of our
hosts, harder.
Man, like. We can be procrastinators sometimes. Like when we are in our, our prime or our youngest, not prime, the youngest part of us, sometimes if you don't snap into it early, you can drag your feet.
Yes.
And some people get lost in the midst of however life happened to them. But a lot of us, most of us, we persevere. We are overcomers naturally. Yes. We are naturally go-getters. We're going to make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I did not know that.
Yes.
You got me hyped. I'm about to cry now.
Yeah. Girl, I had to fight back tears earlier when I was talking about what I'm trying to do. It was just like, wait a minute.
And you know what? That's so beautiful though. Like that's how you know you really in tune with yourself when it comes down to stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love it. I really do. Honestly, I really do.
Thank you so much.
Proud of you.
I thank you guys. I thank DISCO100 for having me on the show today. I thank Brains Behind the Beauty because you are truly awesome. I thank you guys for having me today. Like the feature is amazing. What we're doing is awesome. And then it's beyond us. It's all about the community. It's about everybody.
Yes.
It's about legacy. It's about,
yes,
passing it forward, paying it forward, passing it on, leaving it behind. It's about great things.
It is. It is. Okay, so keep going about your book because I really want to know about
so
series.
I'm going to give you it. I was just about to say, I'm going to give you a signed copy, right? So this is what I'm going to do. You can donate and just give a love token, however you want to give it, right? But I'll give you a signed copy. The way that the book is made up, it's about a young teenage girl who goes through a series of changes and shuffles through her early life. She meets a boy, a girl, a good friend, and then, she goes through a series of changes. At the end of her story, it's like mixed, saucy, spicy. There's sex in the book. There's murder in the book. There's drugs in the book. There's
Teenage girl?
Yeah, but as she grows up, as
Okay,
she throughout the whole thing. So this book is based off of real life. Like, if you have not ever lived in the hood, if you ain't never gone through anything, then you definitely may not relate to the book. But if you've been through something, or if you experienced something, if you've seen somebody else go through something that's similar to the street life and the struggle, you will really relate to this book and really like it. It's like raw, uncut, real. It gets down to the nitty gritty. People go through cancer in the book. People go to the hospital in the book. There's some traumatic things that happen in the book as well, because I wanted it to be able to be as relatable and as real as possible. There's things that happens in this book that is so dope, and I ain't gonna give you too much because I want you to get the book and read it. Then I want you to let me know what you think about it.
Okay. But can I ask this? Where does the book take place in? What location?
So there's no location. I purposely didn't put a location in there because I want you to insert your location. I want you to connect with the book, and as you're reading it, I want you to be able to visualize. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is my city, this is my time, this is what I go through. You get what I'm saying? Yes. So I wanted it to be as connectable and relatable and as realistic to everybody as possible.
Yes, that's so perfect.
So it's not a specific state. Not a specific location.
That book is different because you don't really find too many authors that don't tell the location or the place and the time and the date and all that other stuff. You tell the date and the times and stuff like that, but the location, that's mysterious, and it makes you really connect with it. And I love that. Exactly, because that was the goal, to have everybody to read the book, to insert themselves in the book, insert their life story, insert somebody that they know in the book, and be like, man, this reminds me of whoever. Yes.
I don't even give a name because there are names in the book, of course, but I'm saying right now, to be able to say that this relates to this person. Oh, my friend so and so went through this, and to be able to really connect to it and make it their own.
So it's mainly about a girl, or is it mainly about a guy?
It's mainly about a girl. So it follows the life of Bria and Ashley. Ashley is the main character in the book. Bria is her friend. Bria, is somebody that's gonna go through the struggle though. Bria is going through the struggle. So part 1 is mostly about Ashley. Part 2 kind of gets more about Bria, in her life and what happens with her. Yeah, and then at the end it goes back to Ashley, and then it sinks in there because they're friends. Yeah. They go through stuff together. They, Ashley helps Bria a lot. She gonna take her kids for her while she get her life together. Everything. The book is so good. It's so good. It's so good. And I love to read. And I love people that love to read because I write for you guys.
Yes. My gosh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
What made you start this book?
And you know what?
What?
I started this book in 2005. Oh my God, it took me so long. So in 2017, I finished it and got it edited and it got it copywritten and everything. And then in 2020, I actually launched it. It took me so long. It took me about 15 years to release this book. And then it was so big and so long, I had to break it up in 3 parts in order for it to be feasible for purchase and feasible for, reading. But the book it's gonna literally, you're not gonna want to put it down. You're gonna be at your seat, on the edge of your seat the whole entire time. You're not gonna want to put it down. It's so
I don't want to put it down now. Talking about it.
It's so
I want
good.
you to stop talking about it.
You'll love it. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna make sure I put you a signed copy.
I love it now. It sounds so relatable to my life because my best friend, she has a baby. And she's like going through so much things, and I'm going through so much things, but we're like both growing. Yeah. And we're both helping each other at the same time. We're never letting each other down. We always come through for each other. And sometimes I even take her baby when she got to go to work or school or anything like that. I'm just like, I want the baby. Like,
and that's how Bria is about Ashley. Ashley is about Bria. So in the book, Ashley is like, she got Bria's back. And when Bria gets to set tripping and she falls short and she's gonna get on some drugs, she's gonna get beat by boyfriend, she gonna go stuff. Like, Bria goes through some stuff, and Ashley like, you know what, give me my babies until you get your life together. And then once you get your life together, you can have them back. You can come and visit them. I'm not keeping them from you. I just don't think that it's good for them to grow up in this environment, to be in it, going through this with you right now. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Oh. And then there's some, Bria goes through some things early though that makes her be careless. That makes her say, you know what, she don't her. Oh, the book is so good. I don't want to give it back to you. Okay, if I can give it all to you. It's so good though. You're gonna like it. Even when Ashley finds love in the end, she meets a boy named Alex she really likes, and then she finds out that his dad had an encounter back in the day with her mom, and her mom tries to. Oh my God, the book is so good. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's so many twists and turns and toss. It's so good.
How did you even find not a publisher, but yeah, is it a publisher?
So yeah, I did self-publishing through Amazon, through Kindle Fire. Oh. So what I did is I paid for an editor. I got a professional editor. They cleaned it up, read over it, did the most part for me, and then I self-published. I got it copywritten and everything. I paid to do that, get it copywritten so that I can have all the rights reserved, and then I just went through Amazon and did self-publishing. So it's available on Amazon, and then I'm gonna work on having it being placed in bookstores and stuff.
So you good? I did the same thing.
Oh, for real? You got your own book too?
A Good Heart and Bad Blood. Been out for like 3 years.
See? Yes.
Look, I'm up on the bandwagon, y'all. Yes. I promise. And I swear I am.
I told you I'm here for everything, right? Like, yes. I can give you all the nuggets, all the tools, all the information. When you're serious, I'm behind you 100%. I don't like to waste my time with people that ain't serious. Mm-hmm. But if you are serious about what are you trying to do and you showing that you dedicated toward it, absolutely. I'm willing to help you and drop all the gems, all the nuggets, and help in any way I can. Plug in. I'm here.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, yes, because I definitely, I can't wait. I've been telling people for at least 5 years now, like, oh no, I don't care what y'all say, I'm writing a book. And then something else had happened in my life, and I'm just like, yep, I'm putting this in my book, I'm putting this in my book, I'm doing this. Yeah. This person has to be in my book. But okay, so how did you go about it in the book that you already have your book out about your life, or
so the autobiography is not out yet. Okay. The autobiography, that's going to be like my story. Okay. And it's going to be a tell-all book. Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk about how I'm talking about a lot, right? So I'm going to talk about things that I've experienced. I'm going to talk about my upbringing, my childhood. I'm going to talk about, being raised by my grandmother. I'll talk about all of that in the book. And I'm also going to share some funny stories about, even some gross stories that you'll think about now, like when we lived in in Walnut Park, on Robin, and the whole street flooded all the way up to the step post. Now you know how the two-family flats are, right? And then they up, right? They have those steps that go up. Mm-hmm. So the sewers and everything flooded all the way up into the steps, all the way to the door, and it was the whole block for like 2 blocks flooded all the way to everybody's steps. We literally. I think the only people whose steps wasn't flooded was Miss Wooden's, because her house was up on a hill. She's the only one that missed it, right? But everybody else's houses, it was flooded, right? So you couldn't get out your house, and cars were floating and everything. Oh, wow. Diapers was floating, rats was floating from the store. Wow. Everything, it was that stuff. We at this time I had to be about 5, right? But my cousins, they were like 15, 16, 17, 13, 18. They all went outside and just started jumping in the water and swimming in the water. They put us on our backs. We was swimming. We literally had fun doing it. We made the best out of everything. And so I'm going to share that in the book. That's in my autobiography, where we talk about how that happened and how we made we made a bad situation into a good situation. So we talk about that, and when you think back about it, it's like, oh, that's so gross. Like, but it was so fun. Then as kids, we had a great time. We had a swimming pool in our front yard, but that was so nasty. Now that you think, but the water was brown and murky. You couldn't see to the bottom and everything. They had us on their backs. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, that's
so I'm gonna share that. I share that in the book, and then I share some awful experiences that I had that didn't break me, but made me go harder. Yes, I share that in the book. Then I share, my mom, my biological mother, my biological father. I share that, and I share my beautiful grandmother who raised me, and even the struggles with her. I share that. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be really good. I've already started on it. I'm working on it, but I have a little bit of writer's block with that book right now because it's so much.
What's writer's block?
Writer's block is when you're working on a project and then you're just stuck. You can't put the words that's in your brain on the paper, or you cannot even think of what's next. Mm-hmm. So I have a bit of writer's block with that, because I'm trying to debate if I'm going to do like a podcast and do like a series where I just verbally talk about it and share it in segments on YouTube with a private link or something like that, or if I'm just going to write the whole book, or I might just write part of the book and then do the rest of it, because there's so many parts to me. There's so many layers. It's so much. And I don't think you can really share your true whole life story in a book, but I can find different ways to share it. So I'm kind of stuck between that, and then it's like a lot of fears, a lot of anxieties that comes on because of the trauma and the different things. So that's a work in progress.
Right.
A work in progress for sure.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so in the book, are you going to tell all the names, like the real names, or are you switching the characters up?
So for the sake of legal reasons and matters and
Okay.
everything, I won't share names. I'll share some names, like some people have already signed off on a waiver allowing me to write their names and put their names in the book. So people who are willing to sign the waivers and allow me to use them in the book for, legal matters and all of that, I will. But for the people who do not, I know it's a lot of people, some people, bad characters won't be willing to sign off on me to speak about them in the book, but it's still my story. They're, by default, you're a part of the story because it's about me, but it's my story, right? So I get to tell my part. I just don't get to tell their names.
Oh, how does that go? I didn't know it was like a whole waiver thing.
Oh yeah, there's so many legal things. Like if
That's why I need to read. Like you read.
Yeah, but I love to read. Like I'm always researching and reading. I really love it.
But that stuff I didn't know anything about with the waivers and the names and stuff
disclaimers,
like that.
you have to, even at the show with Layla's event planning, when we're going to have all paperwork, like models, you guys have to sign paperwork. You have to sign model registration forms. Designers have to sign designer registration form, disclaimers. And even because I'm going to be shooting a video at the show, at the event at the May 1st Golden Carpet Fashion Show. I have to shoot a video, right? So I have to have everybody sign waivers and disclaimers allowing me to capture them and be able to promote it and say that, you agree to it and you allow.
And you're accepting.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, even with the books, it's definitely, you got to do waivers and stuff.
Okay.
Definitely when you get into the legal stuff, because, when it comes to funds and when it comes to things like that, everybody want a piece of the cake.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Me growing up and me trying to do my own thing, but me doing my own things, I noticed that a lot of people, they got their hand out all the time.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because it's like some of it is your family members.
Crabs in a barrel. Yeah. And you know what? You'll be surprised that people that are outside of your family will support you harder and more. Your family seems to kind of be a crab in a barrel, like because they too familiar with you. It's just like the story of Jesus. He did the least miracles in his hometown because they were too familiar with him. Even his brothers, like, isn't this the carpenter's son? Even he was persecuted in his own town, and it's kind of like that for us in our families.
Definitely.
With our families, they really don't push you as much as you would like, and those are the people that you really truly want to make proud.
Yes.
But it be like that.
You want them to be a part of it too. It's not like you don't.
Yeah, but the beauty about that is blood does not make you family. Loyalty does.
Absolutely.
So those who are loyal, because God can give you a whole new family that was not even bred and raised in blood by you. You get what I'm saying?
That's
but
true.
family is where the loyalty lies. That's what your family is. Blood just makes you relatives.
Yes. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
So I want to say we have 3 more minutes. You want to give your shout outs? Do you have any shout outs that you want to give? Any specifics?
No, I want to give a shout out to the entire Golden Carpet Fashion Show team. Like, I thank you guys so much. I thank all of the models, all of the designers, all of the workers, all of the staff, everybody that has come together collectively to make this show a great success. I thank everybody. I also want to give a shout out to DISCO100 for having me today. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube and all of their social media channels. Again, get your ticket. The tickets are no longer on sale on eventbrite.com. Now you have to get your tickets directly through me or at the door. $30 tickets at the door, or you can get them early bird, $20 through me. That's via Cash App at $, capital L, AYLA, capital M, AYO. Again, just May 1st, we'll see you guys on Saturday, and I thank you guys so much for joining us today live. We got some questions, and we're going to give some free tickets away, so make sure that you tune in and you remember some of the key nuggets throughout the show.
Yes.
Thank you again, Connecticut, too, for having us. Thank you to Brains Behind the Beauty. I appreciate you.
No problem. And this is DISCO100 Radio, and I am your host, Connecticut, and thank you so much. You can find me on Instagram at _Connecticut __. We will see you later.